Hello Virgo, and welcome to my channel Tarot by Gabrielle. This is going to be a general reading for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs, looking at your connection to the person that you are dealing with and needing to learn the most from right now. We are looking at all three sides of the connection, so we've got your energy toward it, their energy toward it, and the energy in between it, the concept being that there are three sides to every story. So we're looking at your version of the truth, their version of the truth, and this higher level unbiased truth in the middle. This middle section is looking at what is the deeper purpose of the connection and the best way for you to move forward in order to align further with your higher self. As I do in all of my readings, I pulled the overall energy and clarified those messages, as well as the overall theme for the reading, which we'll jump into in just a second. But I still have a different tarot deck I will be pulling from for each side of this connection, as well as the advice deck. It's out of the frame, but it is right here. The advice deck that I'll be using to close out the reading in the extended. Any information on the extended reading or on booking a personal reading with me is in the description box below. Last thing, please remember that these are general readings. They are not here to resonate fully for everyone, and they won't resonate fully for everyone. So do please remember to take what does resonate and helps your personal situation and leave what does not. On that note, the whole reading can be reversed. If that is the case for you, that's totally fine and totally normal. Again, take what helps, leave what doesn't. All right, Virgo, let's jump on your side of this connection. You have inconsistencies with the Ace of Swords in reverse. I feel like there has been a very aggressive lack of clarity in this connection. I feel like you feel as if this person is very inconsistent with like their words or their actions. So they might be like, oh, I love you, like I want to make this work, I care about you so much, but then their actions say the opposite. And so you're left kind of going, what the heck? Or sometimes they do show up and they're there and things are good, but then other times it's like the complete opposite. And again, you're left going, what the heck? And I feel like that has provided you, that has made it really hard for you, I think is a better way to say that, to know what to do, to know what's best for you. Do I hang on? Do I give them another chance? What is it? What do I do? I feel like is really what it comes down to. Now, this person, they have karmic with the 8 of Cups here. So I feel like this person is on, what I see this as is like a karmic journey. I feel as if they're not in a position to make decisions that align with their heart and soul because of this karmic journey. And I feel like this karmic journey is very much getting in the way of their ability to show up consistently for the connection. So the question is, what can you do about it, right? In between the connection, you have accept for all it is worth with the 5 of Cups. I think it's very obvious that you are consistently disappointed by this person. I think that you start to build up expectations and hopes when they say certain things, or for the times that they are, very involved in the connection, or that they do show up for it. You're like, oh, like maybe this time is it, or maybe they're really going to, do what's necessary to make this work, but then like this, they eventually end up disappointing you in the end, and you're left going, okay, maybe never mind. So I feel like this is kind of figuring out how to break out of that cycle of disappointment so that, you can ultimately get to a position where you're able to be loved in the way that you do ultimately deserve. The overall theme for the reading is keep an open mind. It says your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations, but I feel like this is just kind of keeping an open mind about what's really going on, what this is trying to teach you, and what you need to know so that ultimately, like I said, you can make the best decisions for you to attract the relationships that you are really deserving of, or that know how to love you in the way that you deserve. But let's just see. What is going on with Virgo and this person? You have inconsistencies with the Ace of Swords in reverse. This is Virgo's side of the connection to the person they are dealing with. This is for Virgo's side of the connection to the person they are dealing with. The World. There you are, stuck in a circle. Magician in reverse. I feel like you're stuck in a cycle of being disappointed in love, which is, and I feel like specifically with this connection, which has started to make you wonder if you're ever going to be able to experience the love that you're really looking for. Because I feel like this disappointment in love is something that is very like common for you or very familiar for you. It's almost like you've been stuck in this cycle with this person for so long of like hoping that things are going to be different and hoping that things are going to change, but then being disappointed when they don't, that to you, you're like, well, obviously I'm never going to have what it is that I deserve and desire. Obviously I'm never going to be able to attract the love that I truly deserve. And that's not true. You absolutely can have that. You just might need to have an open mind about how to go about doing it, because I feel like the first step in that is going to be getting out of the cycle that you're in with this person. This is Virgo's side of the connection to the person they are dealing with. Because if there's one thing that I've learned about healthy relationships, it's that it's kind of like that if they wanted to, they would thing. And what I mean by that is, like, the people who are meant to love you in the way that you deserve, like, will love you in the way that you deserve. Now, that doesn't mean you're not going to have to set boundaries. You know, you might have to be open and honest about what you're looking for. But if you feel like you're doing that and you're not being heard, or it's being brushed off, or it's being invalidated in some way, then there's something deeper going on. Because I feel like the biggest thing about this connection for you, these are actually both upright. You have the 8 of Swords with the 9 of Pentacles and the Moon card here, is I feel like this connection brings up, like, a lot of your limiting beliefs about what is possible for you in love. I feel like you feel very trapped in this experience of being let down by people. I feel like you've been let down specifically by this person many a times over. And now, you know, in a part of you believes that, you know, there's no one out there who's going to be able to actually show up and actually love you in the way that you deserve. Or, you know, if this person doesn't change, if they don't get it together, if they don't get off this karmic journey, whatever the heck that is, then you're never going to be loved in the way that you deserve. And I feel like that has kind of kept you trapped in this experience of waiting for this person to change, waiting for them to grow, waiting for them to finally treat you like you deserve, and then being disappointed when that doesn't happen. Because with this 9 of Pentacles here, I feel like on paper, I feel like this connection matches what it is that you desire. You're like, oh, well, they have these things that I always look for, or this person, you know, aligns with, you know, my type, or what it is that I'm looking for in a person. But then how they show up for the connection isn't what you deserve. So on paper, things might look good, but the way that they make you feel is less than what it is that you deserve. I saw it was a TikTok once, I think. And it was like, you don't have a type, you have a karmic cycle. And for me personally, my fiance is very different from who I've always considered my type to be, but like is perfect for me at the same time. It's just that he is not the type of person that I would have gone for in the past, which is silly now, because knowing who he is, he's like exactly what I feel like I've been looking for my whole life. It's like I didn't even realize it. Sometimes when we look for certain people to match certain qualities in a connection, we actually block ourselves off from what we're really looking for. So again, we might be like, okay, yeah, this person, it's like, oh, they're everything I've ever wanted. I'm so attracted to them. You know, they are successful, or the conversation's great, or whatever the case is. But then when it comes down to it, it's like, well, I can't really trust them. I don't really feel seen, heard, or understood by them. I don't feel loved by them. I don't feel chosen. And those are the things that actually matter. Those are the things that we have to learn to prioritize in our connections. But we often don't prioritize those things because we think we can't have them. It's like we think we have to choose one or the other. You know, we fit someone who matches on paper, or we settle for someone who actually, you know, cares about us, or whatever the case is. And I feel like this person is a reflection of your limiting beliefs of what you think is possible for you in love, because this has been very wishy-washy. I feel like that's the best way to describe this energy. It's very wishy-washy, and it leaves you very confused, because you're always wondering, how is this person going to act, or are they going to show up, or are they going to answer my call or my text, or am I ever going to talk to them again? You know, am I being ghosted? Like, it's like you're always wondering. You're always wondering. And you deserve clarity to say, I know this person loves me. I know they care about me. And I know that they're going to stay, or that they're committed to making this work just as much as I am. But I don't feel like you've ever experienced that. So there's a part of you that thinks you can't have it. So this person in this connection, I feel like is karmic for you. I feel like it's a karmic, this person brings up karmic. is a karmic cycle in some way, shape, or form, masquerading as what it is that you desire. Because again, on paper, things look good, but then there's a gnat thing flying around here, and I am not loving it. On paper, things look really good, but then when it comes down to it, when it comes down to the commitment and the communication and the willingness to show up for the connection or the reciprocation, that part is severely lacking, and that is what you deserve. I mean, you deserve the whole package, okay? But I feel like this person and the way that they treat you brings up, it's like the cycle that you're in with them is the belief that you can't have what you deserve in some way, shape, or form. I don't know though. I feel like there's a lot more kind of going on here. Right, Virgo side of the connection, because there's a lack of clarity, but you feel trapped in the experience. Virgo side of the connection to the person that you're dealing with. The Lovers in reverse with the Six of Wands. Accepting less than what you deserve while hoping for more. Accepting less than what you deserve while hoping for more. Because the thing is, you get disappointed, but then you're hoping that things get better. You're hoping that things that things change. I call this the hope disappointment cycle. And we typically deal with that cycle with people who are wishy-washy. Because when they show up, you get this hope. You're like, oh, things are going to be different. Things are going to change. Or you tell them you need change, or you set a boundary or whatever. And they're like, they respond well. And they're like, yeah, absolutely. I can change. I'll do that. And maybe they do it for a couple weeks, but then things always go back to the way they were. Or they don't change at all. Or sometimes you're experiencing them loving you in the way that you deserve, but then all of a sudden they disappear. And it's the hope that comes with maybe one day. Maybe one day they will change. Maybe one day they will get better. Maybe one day I will finally be treated like I deserve. But then you end up in that disappointment. And you're left going, maybe never. Maybe it'll never happen. Because they're not changing, which means I might never be loved in the way that I deserve. Now, one of the things that I talk a lot about is that we accept the love we think we deserve. And we think we deserve what we've been taught that we deserve. So when we're used to bare minimum love and we're used to not being loved in the way that we deserve, we will accept that because we literally don't think that there's anything better for us out there. But yet on some level, we know we're deserving of more. So we fight and we claw and we try to prove our value and our worth to get that person to treat us well. But then our efforts never work, and we're left disappointed and feeling undervalued and underappreciated and not good enough and all this stuff. So I feel like what, your side of this connection really is you're stuck in a cycle. I feel like you're stuck in a cycle because of their inconsistencies. And I feel like the best thing that you can do for yourself is figure out what's within your control. Because if this person isn't changing and you can't change other people, then what can you do? What can you do? You can keep an open mind about how things are going to play out. But let's see. I want to get some energy on what this person is dealing with. So this person's energy toward Virgo, karmic with the Eight of Cups. This person's energy toward Virgo. That's crazy. Magician in reverse with the Eight of Swords. We saw both of those. So this connection's a pretty big mirror for you, which I already kind of said. It mirrors back the limit of the love you think that you're deserving of. So basically what I'm saying is you fear you're never going to have the love that you think you deserve. This connection furthers that belief. This connection makes you doubt that even more. Now, when it comes to this person's behavior, I feel like it's their limiting beliefs about love that are a result of their actions. So their feelings of not being lovable or not being deserving or not being good enough or love not being sustainable or whatever the case might be, I feel like that's why they are inconsistent, because they're scared. They get scared, they pull away, they come back in, they give a little bit, they get scared again, they pull away. You're left going, what the hell is going on? What am I doing wrong? What's going on? Why isn't this person choosing me, loving me in the way I deserve? When in reality, they're fighting a whole inner war over here. And I feel like that's why, it's important to make sure that we understand that other people's decisions have very little to do with us. In fact, they very rarely have anything to do with us at all. And I feel like with this death card here, I feel like this person's kind of behavior, because I don't know if they necessarily like walk out, or if they just kind of like peek back in every now and then, or if they're in and they're out, or 1 foot in, 1 foot out. I don't know what kind of wishy-washy we're talking about here, but we are talking wishy-washy. And I think that, we have to understand that other people's inability to commit to us has nothing to do with us, and everything to do with their capacity to love and to commit to another human being. And we can't take that personally. One of the best things my therapist ever told me is that we cannot take other people's capacity to love personally, because their capacity to love is a direct reflection of how much they love themselves, and it'd be kind of silly to take somebody's lack of love for themselves personally, right? Obviously, it's not that easy. But I do feel like this, and I'm going back to saying, I feel like this is a very karmic experience for you that's actually trying to lead you closer to the love that you do deserve and desire. Because this is teaching you on some level that the level of love that you feel you are deserving of or capable of receiving is a lot higher than what you think. The level of love that you are capable of experiencing and receiving is a lot higher than you think. But this connection is a reflection of the fact that you don't think you can have that. I think that, and I talk about this a lot on my channel, and I can see why people will get tired of me talking about it, but I'll keep talking about it because I think it's so important. We can't control or change other people, right? I already kind of mentioned that. But what we can do is we can change ourselves. We can change the way that we show up. We can change the way that we treat ourselves. We can change how much we choose ourselves, how much we trust ourselves. We can change those things. And as we change those things, the situations around us start to change. And so if this person is a reflection of the limited amount of love you think that you're deserving of, like the lack of love that you think you're deserving of, and you accept that, you're telling the universe, this is as good as it's going to get for me. This is all that I want. And the universe is going to continue to provide exactly as you affirm. So if you're affirming that this level of love is as good as it gets for you, by accepting what this person is providing you, even though you're hoping things are going to change, on some level you're still accepting what it provides, which continues to keep you stuck in the cycle of receiving the same. So we got to get you out of the cycle. And I feel like this is about keeping an open mind about what the love that you actually deserve and desire looks like. Because if this person isn't capable of providing it for you, that means this person isn't the person who's meant to love you, okay? I think we often have a tendency to label people as twin flame, soulmate, whatever the case might be. And we have a tendency to say, it must be this person. This person must learn to love me, or else I'm going to be settling in some type of way. Or else I'm going to be alone forever, or nothing will ever be as good as this connection could get. And all of that is this idea of that potential that we're looking for, that we've built up and we've placed on this person. The level of love that you're looking for is possible, but you might be looking for it in someone who is not capable of giving it to you, because they're on their own karmic journey. Their limiting beliefs keep them from opening up to receiving the love that you have to give, right? Your limiting beliefs keep you trapped and experiencing less love than you deserve by looking for it in people who can't give it to you. It's a classic chaser-runner dynamic, and it's coming out very much in this like very clear way of basically saying, this person and the decisions that they're making have nothing to do with you. So if that's the case, how can you change your decisions so that they align more with what you deserve, with you choosing you deserve more, instead of waiting for this person to decide that you deserve more, which isn't always easy to do. This person's energy toward Virgo. Oh, gosh. Okay. 1 second. 7 of Cups on the bottom of the deck. 6 of Pentacles in reverse. They don't know what they want. 7 of Cups, 6 of Pentacles in reverse. Now, here's what's interesting. When someone doesn't know what they want, there's a fear of commitment there, right? I'm afraid to commit to this because what if I end up hurt, or what if it's not as good as it could get, or whatever the case is. That's gonna follow them no matter who they're dealing with. Okay, that's something that, when other people struggle to commit to us, and they either are dealing with a fear of commitment, or not knowing what it is that they want, that is so much more about them than it is about us. One of the things I really do encourage people to look at is other people not choosing you, like really learning to say that it's their loss. Your energy, it's a privilege to experience your energy. It's a privilege to experience your commitment. It's a privilege to experience your loyalty. But you have to approach your life from that place in order to attract the connections that believe the same. Now, you might know that, but the thing is if you're trying to prove it to this person, then you maybe don't know it as deeply as you need to, if that makes sense. So what I'm getting at is they're wishy-washy, they're non-committal, there's probably a little bit of breadcrumbing going on, which is why I feel like you're hanging on, okay? I'm not sitting here saying you're stupid for investing, or I get it. I get why you'd be confused in this situation. But you can't keep waiting on someone to change and accepting while accepting so much less than what you deserve, because that is just going to hurt your soul. And I feel like it has. Somebody else's inconsistencies is an answer. Inconsistency is an answer. Someone not choosing you is a choice. Someone not showing up for you is a choice. And we have to learn to accept what people are showing us so that we can make the best decision for us and move ourselves to the connections that are waiting for us. Because that's ultimately what it comes down to, is the love that you deserve is out there. Maybe it's in this person, but maybe it's not. But if you're so caught up in trying to get this person to see your value, or get this person to choose you, or get this person to love you, you are going to actually block yourself off from the people whom you wouldn't have to prove a damn thing to, because they're here to love you. Because you don't have to prove that you're lovable to anybody who is meant to love you, or even treat you well. And I just don't feel like you're being treated well here, which is why I feel like you have to keep an open mind. I don't know. This might not be what you want to hear, but I'm hoping that it comes through. I'm just hoping it's well received, because I get it. I've been there. I do. I feel like it's like a karmic connection masquerading as a soulmate in some way. Because again, on paper, I think things look really good. It's like it aligns with what you're looking for, but then when it comes down to it, it's a cycle. So pay attention to that. Look at it a little bit deeper. Like, can you trust this person? Do you know how this person feels? Can you be yourself around them? Can you be honest? Can you tell them how you feel without fear of how they're going to respond? Or do you feel like you have to hide, or do you feel like you have to lie about who you are, how you really feel, because you're waiting for them, I don't know, whatever the case is. I do feel like there's a deeper cycle. It's like, yeah, a karmic cycle masquerading as a soulmate. All right, this person's energy toward Virgo. The 8 of Cups, the Knight of Pentacles, the Lovers in reverse. Right? That's in reverse? That's in reverse. The Knight of Pentacles with the 8 of Cups is interesting. as I feel like, it's like, I don't know if the pulling away was a slow process or what. But, I mean, okay, here's the Lovers in reverse, which is the same one as you have, right? I feel like they're pulling away, they're pushing you away, all the things that they're doing here. I mean, it's literally a reflection of them feeling unlovable, of them feeling not good enough, which then turns around and makes you feel unlovable and not good enough. This connection is like a perfect mirror of each other's feelings of not being good enough, of not being lovable. It's like a perfect mirror here. And I think that it's so interesting because sometimes when we meet a mirror, we have such a pull to that person and we'll label it as like a twin flame, a soulmate, or something like that, when in reality, it's just a reflection of showing us how we need to love ourselves more. The lack of love that person makes us feel, or like the way that we feel that person lacks love for us, is showing us how we lack love for ourselves. And I feel like that's what's happening here. It's like this connection is a perfect mirror of each other's deeper kind of wounding or limiting beliefs or whatever the case is. Which is what's so interesting, because I feel like, you're showing up with all this love for this person, and they're pushing it away because on some level, you make them feel not good enough for love, which results in their actions, which makes you feel, it's just so interesting. Because like you're over here saying, why am I not good enough? Why won't you choose me? And this person is saying, I'm not choosing you because I don't feel good enough. Now, remember, 95% of our movements, choices, and decisions stem from our subconscious. Okay, only 5% of the way we interact with our reality is conscious level thinking. So this person probably isn't like having a conversation with their friends where they're like, yeah, I don't feel good enough for love, so I'm pushing this person away. Okay, people who don't feel good enough for love and who push it away will come up with reasons. We'll find reasons. Okay, but what you need to know is that the root of their actions here, the root of the way that they treat you, doesn't have anything to do with you. It has to do with the things that they're dealing with. Now, the other thing you're needing to know is that you have absolutely no control over any of that. The only thing you have control over is how you respond, the decisions that you make, how you choose to move forward from this point. And when you direct your focus more from like what you think this person needs to do or not do or whatever the case is to what is within your control, that's where you start to show up with love for yourself instead of waiting for somebody else to do so. Because if you're waiting for somebody else to love you while not loving yourself in the process, that person is going to continue to reflect back at you the lack of love you're having for yourself. And this connection requires you to accept less than what you deserve in order for it to work. And that is not going to ever bring you more than what you're accepting. I hope that's making sense. It's a hard lesson I've had to learn. We do accept the love that we think we deserve. We dictate our experience by what we are and are not willing to accept. I saw this video. It was like, you can tell how much somebody loves themselves by the partner they choose. And that hit me hard because I think back to like partners I've had in the past, and the way that I was treated was a direct reflection of the lack of love I had for myself. I didn't know it at the time, but I know it now. I see it now. I understand it now. But when you love yourself fully and you understand that despite your flaws, despite your traumas, despite what you need to heal, like you are still lovable and deserving of being treated well. And somebody's inability or unwillingness to do that isn't a reflection of like what you're capable of receiving. It's not the universe saying this is as good as it gets. It's the universe saying you need to love yourself more so that you stop accepting so little. Because I feel like you've been accepting a lot of not so good from this person. I get it. I'm not blaming you. I understand. especially with the breadcrumbing and all of that. But, you know, if anyone's going to put a stop to it, if you can't change them and you can only change what you do, if anyone's going to put a stop to it, it has to be you. I hope that makes sense. Because, yeah, their patterns, their behavior, their wishy-washiness, that's a result of them. Their lovers in reverse, which is directly leading to your lovers in reverse here. All right. I'm doing a little bit shorter readings this week. I say that as it's been a 30-minute long reading, but I am still playing catch up from being sick. I feel like I've been saying that for a month now, but seriously, that week, I had to take a week and a half off, and man, it really threw me off schedule. So this will kind of help me still be able to put out readings, but making sure I have the energy to catch up on the personal readings that I have to do. So thank you guys so much. As always, I'm going to hop on over to the extended. We're still going to pull messages looking at the deeper purpose of the connection and the best way for you to move forward in order to align further with your higher self. And then I have an advice card to pull at the very end. I obviously hope that this reading helped and resonated with you, Virgo, in a way that you were needing today. And as always, I wish you nothing but love and healing on your journey moving forward. All right, bye, Virgo.